Hello everyone, welcome to Crystal Eclipse. My name is Jessica. In this video, I'll be telling you about your once in a lifetime romance. So I know that some people might be saying or thinking it won't ever happen, but obviously you've been brought to this video for a reason. So I have 4 stacks for you all to choose from today. Starting over here, we have a rose, a key, the Eiffel Tower, and lastly we have a cross. So choose whichever ones stand out to you. You can check the description box or the comment section for timestamps if you like to skip directly to the stack or stacks that called out to you. Remember, if multiple stacks call out, that's perfectly fine. Just take whatever you feel is actually a message meant for you and just leave the rest to the universe. So let's go ahead and get started. Starting with our first stack, we have that little rose right here. I've already laid out all the cards for you. I'll go over them quickly so you know which ones are present. Over here we have the tarot. Over here we have the oracle cards. So we have the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Cups, as well as the Tower, with the Chariot, the Seven of Shells, which would be the Seven of Cups, and the Sun. This one is discipline and determination. We have choice and ambitions, and lastly, vitality and joy. Over here, we have the boar and pumpkin with confidence. We have compassion, rosemary with remembrance, and here and now. And the important thing about here and now coming out is it's almost like this stack is describing where you're at this exact moment and where you're going to be, when it comes to this sort of like whirlwind romance, this once in a lifetime romance that's coming through for you. You might already know this person, you might not. I would say if you do know this person, the signs I would give you that it is this person is there's something very unique about this person when it comes to your memories, when it comes to who they are and sort of the way that you think about them, because I feel like the one thing that would stand out is you remember things about this person that you've never remembered about other people. It could be like their exact, fragrance, the cologne or perfume they use, the body wash, just the way that they, when like the wind blows and it smells like them. It's those things that there's an odd memory that it's like so strong to you that unlike other things, that might be sort of like here and there, I feel like the memory of them is much stronger and their presence almost seems much stronger. Also think with rosemary here and that red rope, this, if you do know this person, there's a strong soul pull to who this is. And it might have been ups and downs in the beginning of the relationship, but there's a strong soul pull, so you do feel that connection. Now, if you haven't met this person, and just general reading from here on out, they're, like I said, very strong soul energy, because this is tied together by the fates. This is tied together by a higher calling, the divine powers, the ones that are making sure you two get together, that your roads cross paths and you're able to have this relationship because it is so strong, so special. We have Ace of Cups as well as the Sun coming out. Knight of Cups can be indicating that it's a slower arrival to this relationship, but the Ace of Cups says it's all completely worth it. And the Sun does too, because the Sun's saying, despite all you've been through, everything that's come about in your past, it's like you're finally being given this newness, this breakthrough. And it's even more interesting because we have the Tower in that top row, which feels like you almost felt like you were getting close to this relationship, or you know it's there, like that it's out there, but it feels like it's almost like very distant, or you feel like there's still time before the arrival of this person or this relationship can actually flourish. But in reality, it's like the universe is coming through to sort of wipe your slate clean so that you could start over completely from scratch and build toward the Sun. So we see that with all those bottom cards of like all that love, all that romance, all that dedication, all that true soulmate energy that's present within these cards, the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Cups, even in the Seven of Shells. And these are all cards that say it's choice to move forward together. It's not like you're just going about a relationship because it's a relationship of convenience, or it's somebody that you're not too sure of, so you're not entirely committed. Here it is the choice to be true to that other person, to move forward and say like, I want a lifetime, I want forever with you, which is a very strong statement. So we do see that, and we see that especially with the Chariot, because the Chariot's that movement forward. And this energy from this person and sort of response to you almost seems like, despite what might have happened in your past, you are seeing something that almost makes everything worthwhile. You know, it makes it all completely okay, because it's like you're being brought this person that's so wonderful. You forget about all the like suffering, all the pain, all the, you know, the wondering, where is this person, or when is this happening, or why is it taking so long. You forget about all that because this person's so amazing that they you know, like I said, the memories, it's like they clear out the time that you were without them, and all that's now in your head is the time that you're with them. And it's such a strong connection. And here and now, I think that's sort of its connection to the overall stack is you're in this moment, you're moving forward, but it feels like almost like there's a timeline shift, or there's this almost like rearranging to where you almost feel like you didn't lose time waiting for this person. And it might be that you feel like you're losing time, but it's such beautiful progressive energy that's available to you in this relationship. I like, though, that it's interesting with the boar and pumpkin with confidence up there, as well as compassion. There are two cards that sort of have like a gruffy, you know, look to them. You get the boar with the I don't know, like the wild energy, and then you see the skull there, and you're like, you know, it's not like super beautiful, but in both cards there's something that's very unique about them, is they both have very strong impact. They're both sort of like the types that would almost like push the doors open, even if they seem like they were cemented closed. This is energy that will break down walls, break down barriers, break down, you know, distances. And it's all about making sure that this is where it needs to be. You know, this is where they're doing everything throughout this relationship that they have to make sure that this is the right relationship, that this is right on track. And it could be that the tower is coming through. It's interesting, we have it sort of as a Rapunzel within that tower card. And when I'm looking at it, I'm seeing her hair, and the only way to you know, access the tower was her hair. And it's almost like if she loses her hair, she can't get up there, nobody can access her. It's sort of like she's blocked off from good and bad. She's blocked off. And then you think about how long it took her to grow her hair. So it's sort of like this: how long did it take you to get to this point? How long did it take this person to get to this point? And it's actually, despite it being the tower, it's actually a fresh start, because the moment she leaves the tower is when she gets that romance. It's when she finds the love. It's when she gets that relationship that's true, you know, a true love, somebody who's not using her, somebody who's not there for the ride, you know, somebody who actually truly cares about her and is willing to risk their life to be with her. We see that with confidence and compassion. We see that with rosemary remembrance. Even the sun, the Knight of Cups, traveling distances. And in many decks, this is depicted as that like ideal sort of Disney prince. And so you do have this almost like fairy tale like romance that's coming through, but it's fairy tale in the real sense of you've been through a lot. The relationships that you had in the past, you know, might have not been what you were hoping for, or they might not have been as long as you were hoping for, or as true as you were hoping for. But it might have been like you thought you were coming upon the tower moment, but in reality the tower moment is what brings you to this love, because you can't get out of the you know, you can't find the love. Rapunzel can't find her love if she doesn't leave the tower, if the tower doesn't come down. So it's sort of an interesting take on the tower itself, and sort of the way that these cards are displayed, even with the rose, because the rose is making me think of Beauty and the Beast. With it's a shock, you know, it's unexpected. It's something that I don't think, like, she's not going in, Belle isn't going in with the mindset of I'm gonna fall in love with this person. It's like just going through this chaos that leads her to romance that is, you know, undying, never ending. It's such a strong presence, and you get to live in the present with this person rather than dwelling on the past or fixating on the future. You get that moment with them. It's also an egg, so we do see a fresh start, and we see even though that is you know, sake up there in the Ace of Cups, it would be more of like a cleanse, right? So there's cleansing energy within these cards as well. The Cups energy of to remove that past energy, move forward. The one thing I will finish up with is I do feel like this person is a very loving person. So when it comes down to it, when they finally have that you know, opportunity to show you how they feel, even if it's just in private. I do feel like this person is very expressive, very loving, very like attentive, you know, somebody who really puts their attention toward you so you feel it. I'm feeling like major romantic gestures. It might be roses, it might be gifts, it might be just little things to make you feel happy. I feel like they almost like adorn you. There's something about that, with that compassion up there. It's like the way that they want you to feel, you know, attractive, feel your best, feel like you are like the only one on earth. I feel like that strong energy there. And trust me when I say this, like, this person is motivated. This person sees the sun in their future, and that's, you know, all about where they're headed. And now that they have their eyes on it, or once they do, they're not stopping. There's nothing that can hold them back. We have the chariot making the decision to move forward toward the sun. So very good energy here. That's what I'm seeing here for you with this person in this once in a lifetime romance. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Please have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye. Starting with our second stack here, we have that little key up there. I already laid out all of the cards for you. I'll go over them fast so that you know which ones we have. We have the tarot cards over here. We have the oracle cards over here. So we're starting off with strength. We have the 10 of cups as well as the page of coins. And over here we have the hanged man with patience and perspective. The 4 of shells, which would be the 4 of cups with soul searching and reevaluation. We have the ace of shells, which would be the ace of cups with happiness and abundance. Then we have those oracle cards with the goat and the willow, overcoming obstacles. We have love, quaking aspen, and truth be told. Now I'm going to put this out there when it comes to this, you know, this stack for the once in a lifetime romance, this, you know, major love story that's coming through. I love quaking aspen and love. These two cards coming out, like, these are some of my favorite cards. I think quaking aspen might be like my second favorite in that deck, mainly because it's a card that represents people that grow close, and it might represent to you something like, you know, there's a distance and then the two of you grow stronger together. But for me, it's like this relationship that just continues to grow deeper and deeper and deeper until you're like sort of unable to separate yourselves. You couldn't imagine your life without the other person, because they are so special to you. They've impacted your life so much that you're almost like one. You might be able to like still live, you know, your own individual lives, but when it comes down to it, you know, you sort of can't exist without the other person, because their energy, their soul, the connection you share, it's undeniable. And you both feel it. You both feel that connection. And with that too, it's like there's that equal effort to just put everything you can into the relationship, and to love the other person, and to express it, and to make sure that you know, it's always there. It's always strong. And I feel like this is never wavering. Even though it says quaking aspen, it's like, it's so sturdy, it's so strong, it's so grounded and rooted. Even with love coming through, it's like those hands coming out to embrace that heart, and it sort of has like that burning heart, you know, like passion and intensity and fire that's present there, reaching out to grab what is shining brightly, what is you know, the center, something that's glowing. And those two cards just seem like such a strong energy. And I know I'm sort of like rambling while I'm focused on those two cards, but I just feel like that is this relationship. It's such a strong energy, such a strong bond that's there. And even though like you say fire and it's like, you know, burning passion, and then people say like it fizzles out, this is like, that fire is not going anywhere. This is an eternally lit fire. It is there for, you know, even beyond, you know, into that otherworldly realm. But for the two of you, I feel like strength coming out, especially in this depiction alongside the goat and the willow. I do want to focus on those, because the hanged man with sort of like changing views, as well as the 4 of shells with soul searching, reevaluation, makes me think there's a lot that's sort of going on right now in your life and this other person's life. Even if you're together, I feel like there's quite a bit of like sort of like mini chaos. Like there's a lot of things that are changing, a lot of things that are being restructured, and a lot of things that might seem like they're all over the place, but in reality your guides have this, you know, those who watch over you, your ancestors, higher powers, whoever you believe in, they are watching over you, making sure that the changes are right and they're right on time. They might seem a little off, so you might be thinking like, this is not the best timing right now, or, you know, why is this happening and why is it taking so long? You know, like the worst case scenario, but in reality it's actually the best. And it's all about changing that way that you're looking at things, which you will soon. And I will say, if this person isn't in your life, if they're not there yet, if this relationship is slow moving, I do feel like the restructuring is happening right now, so that, you know, I would say pretty soon after you're watching this, let things start falling into place, allowing this person's arrival, this person to come through for you. So it's all about like staying strong, sort of fighting your way through this, overcoming those obstacles, right? So that you can get to this place where you have that understanding, that newfound understanding, you know, because of that soul searching, that reevaluation, and you're in this better place. So the patience is sort of the key here, because it's more, trust me, it's more than worth the wait, because you have love that is saying like, this is true, this is everlasting. You have truth be told, which is like upfront honesty, something that is, you know, almost like incorruptible, right? With that card, it's something that cannot be changed no matter what forces come against you two. There's nothing that can tear you apart. There's nothing that can change the love that you have for each other, and the true pure love. And I want to say that, you know, not all relationships will be perfect, but the way that these cards are coming out, the way that I'm seeing this is like, it seems as perfect as it can get. It really does have a beautiful piece to this. And I say all that because we have the 10 of Cups as well as the Ace of, which will be the Ace of Cups, right? So it's the Ace of Shells, we have Ace of Cups, we have 10 of Cups. Two of the best Cups cards you can get in the entire deck. Their energies are, like I said, with that truth be told, they're incorruptible. They're pure energies. Normally with that Ace of Cups, you see a bird coming through, a bird representing peace, and almost like what is finally like well-deserved, well-waited for. It's sort of a settling into the right, or what is supposed to be, you know. So it's like you're finally getting that overall very, very good energy. The wait is over sort of energy. And I do feel like with the 10 of Cups coming out this way, it's giving me like everybody's super excited about this. Everybody that knows you is like, finally, you know, finally the right one is here. Finally the one that, you know, we've all been waiting for is here. Finally everything is in alignment, and it's sort of like there's a relaxed energy that comes over things. And with the Ace of Shells, the best thing about it is it says happiness, and happiness in all areas, because it's finally there for you. There's finally, you know, everything you've been hoping for. And even with the Four of Shells, like normally we would see the Four of Cups as like the last cup being offered by like a higher power, you know, because it's coming through a cloud. It's normally represented being handed to by, you know, like God or spirits, or, you know, your ancestors. And we see that as like the one that is sort of unavoidable. That last cup is something that can't be refused. That is something that has to be accepted, because it's the fates that are giving you that cup. It's those divine energies, your guides, that are like, here is a cup you cannot say no to. And that is the Ace of Cups, the one that seals the deal, the one that brings in this love. And in that, it's this true like romance, where you feel so bonded to this person, so strongly connected to this person, because they give you peace. And it's like there's no you know, bickering, there's no like falling apart, breaking up, getting back together. There's none of that. It's like it's there. You don't have any spillover from the past. You don't have like, you know, you might have people where you saw their relationships and you hope that your relationship wouldn't be like that, or you feared like, you know, not finding the right one, not being with the right one, or if the right one, you know, would ever come along. But we see that it is possible. It is there for you. If anything, you're getting this amazing person that's coming in relatively quickly, even though we don't have a lot of sword energy, if any. We probably don't. We don't have any air energy, but I feel like here it's almost like it's slow, but it's like you've done the waiting already, so you're already at the end of the waiting. It's no longer going to be slow, if that makes sense. Basically, I'm saying you've done all that you could, you've waited as long, you know, as possible, and it's finally time for this person to arrive. Like you're at the end of the waiting period. Your appointment is now, you know, like 10 minutes away. Basically, it's coming through for you very, very smooth. I do want to say before I finish this one, there are a few things about this person that are standing out, and I feel like this person gives you immense comfort. There's something about them that, although they're fun, there's an excitement to them. They're the ones that sort of like take you out on the town, and they're the ones that are all about sort of like living it up. I do feel like this person has a comfort to them. I'm not sure if it's just like you two bonded at home, being able to sit with each other, or if it's just the way that they're there for you, the way that they hug you, the way that they're maybe making you food, the one that sort of, just looks at you and you feel like it's going to be okay. That's the kind of energy I'm getting from this person. They're supportive, they're reliable, they're, consistent, but I think there is that energy connection when you're together, or like after you meet. I feel there's that energy connection where you feel like it's calming being around them. There's a calming energy that they provide you with that allows you to just have this peace. And it really feels like, even if they're not holding your hand, it feels like they're holding your hand. It feels like they're hugging you. It feels like they're around you. It feels like they're providing you with comfort and support, no matter where they are, no matter what distance. I feel like that's their energy. Always, almost like always, holding on to you, always being there to support you. But that's what I'm seeing here with the second stack and that key. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Please have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye-bye. Starting with our third stack, we have that little Eiffel Tower up there. I've already laid out all the cards, so I'll go ahead and go over them for you so you know what's out here. We have the tarot cards over here, and we have the oracle cards over here. So, starting with the tarot cards, we have the Queen of Coins, the Empress, the Six of Swords. We have the Ace of Crystals. This would be the Ace of Coins with manifestation and prosperity. We have the Ace of Feathers. That would be the Ace of Swords with mental clarity and foundation. And lastly, we have the Star with peace and healing. Over here, we have the Bat with Hellbore with intuition. We have Manifest, Mugwort with Between Dreams, and the Tribe. So it's interesting because I was laying out these cards, I didn't really notice it, but when I started this, or I started recording, then it really stood out to me that we have the Queen of Coins, which would be an Earth card. We have the Empress, which would be an Earth card. We have the Ace of Crystals, Ace of Pentacles, Earth cards. We have 3 Earth cards here. Then over here we have the Six of Swords, we have the Ace of Feathers, which would be the Ace of Swords, and we have the Star. So we have 3 air signs over here. And it's very interesting because normally we wouldn't see compatibility between air and Earth, but the Empress is also one card that represents Libra, so it represents Taurus and Libra, so you see a balance between the two. So what is grounded, but what is also like exciting, it's movement, and to be able to sort of find a balance between the two of you is something very important, because it's sort of saying this is, what this relationship is. This once in a lifetime romance is somehow a balance between what is a fast moving, overboard, all over the place sort of energy, unpredictable, and the other one that is very slow, very calm, it takes a while to move. And I love that because it's showing you that despite all differences, despite what may come and go, this relationship is stable. This relationship is so strong, and it's based on such clarity. I think there's such an openness here. There's like this communication, and it's much different than the other stacks. I feel like this one is just like you two get each other, like, unbelievably, the connection you two have, that it's like, it's really like you're finishing each other's sentences, and you can, communicate without having to tell the other person things, like, almost what the other person is thinking, because you're just so in tune with this other person. That connection is so like tight, it's almost like it's well, I would say it's completely unbreakable, because it's, to me, something that you both wanted, something that you both like either prayed for, wished for, worked on. We do have manifest, and the Bat, it says intuition. We have between dreams. It's like you've been working on this. Oh, we also have manifestation over on the Ace of Crystals. We have 2 cards that say manifest, like you're both working on bringing this ideal person to life, into the real world. And you meet each other, you've wished for the other person, you've prayed for the other person, you've asked for the other person, and now they're finally coming through for you. You finally see the arrival of this person, you know, and that connection there where it's like in tune. What you've put out into the universe, you know, that's more of that communication of asking the universe for, you know, this person that you're compatible with, that, you know, has all the like patience that is needed, or the understanding, or just like the communication style too. As you've put that out, you know, and then you've done the work yourself, which is more of that earth energy of like grounding yourself, focusing on yourself, improving yourself, trying to get past the troubles and into a better place, you know, where you are aware of like your shortcomings, so that when problems do arise, you know how to address them properly. And because this person's also done all that, it's coming together where you almost feel like this is a dream. You know, it feels like this can't be real, this person can't really exist, but they're coming through in such a great way. And I think same for you. We have the tribe, and the tribe here is that family, you know, the family environment, bonded, things that like you stay together forever, you work in harmony, you work together to build a future. And it represents a lot of those pentacle cards where you're like the 10 of pentacles and the king and queen of pentacles, where it's all that hard work to create something everlasting, you know, something that really has its beautiful foundation. And you know, all this energy aside, you know, the one thing that I sort of forgot about was the star. And the star is wish fulfillment. But that's another thing, is like the star has that same energy as the ace of crystals over here with manifestation. And we have manifest over here with that earth energy. But this is an air card, and it has that manifest, you know, dreaming and hoping that something would become a reality. But, you know, in order for those thoughts to become reality, they have to be grounded, you know, so they have to become physical. And that's where you see them transfer energy from air into earth. So it's a good sort of balance between the two. I know it's sort of getting off on this like, you know, tangent of energies, but that's sort of the flow between the two of you. The sort of like go back and forth, sort of in between of you know, almost reality and dreams, you know, bringing both into this harmony. And I love that you're able to move forward with this person, though, I will say, is a very stable person. Like when they get started in something, they really work hard to maintain it and improve in that area. They don't really like change. I will put that out there, because we're starting off with such a strong earth energy. They're not fond of change, but I do feel like they're fine with it. It's not like they're going to have a fit or anything. I feel like they might not, you know, want it. They might not chase after change, but I feel like they will be fine with it when it happens. I also think that there's a peace to them. So they have a nice temperament. They're not quick to anger. They're not quick to being you know, a little on the heavy worded side. They're very calm. They have a great peaceful approach to things, even when things get riled up. They're sort of like, you know, life happens and you gotta sort of adjust. You have to adapt to it and move forward. Just take everything as it comes, and keep that energy going. With mugwort being that dream catcher there, I think there is a unique aspect to this person, because it almost feels like the negativity was is removed from your life with their arrival. And I say that because a dream catcher catches, you know, it filters negativity so that you have peaceful dreams. And I think this person is that peaceful dream. Everything bad sort of is removed from your life so that you can move forward with that more positive energy. We have a lot of like little charms that are attached to this, like a key, a crystal, a lot of feathers. There is that sort of like almost like a lucky charm aspect to this person. Like they bring you luck, they bring you prosperity. We do see that with the ace of crystals. They bring you a lot of like almost like good news. There's a lot of good energy. You feel like there's a swap when it comes to your life, or maybe if it was a slowdown, you feel like things are finally speeding up. Things are moving for you in the right direction. Things are moving toward what you'd hope for. I will focus on two cards for just a little bit. When it comes to the Empress and the Ace of Feathers sort of right next to each other, those two cards are giving me sort of happiness in the moment. And I'm not sure why that stood out to me right now, because it's just a general sort of like weird thought I had. But for them to come out, I'm feeling like it's one of those stop to smell the roses kinds of situations. It's like you can finally just breathe easily. You can just let go and allow things to just lay out in front of you. There is a genuine, almost like that's where you're meant to be. That you feel it. You feel that's where you're meant to be when you're with this person. You feel like it's finally reaching its correct position, the proper alignment that you've been hoping for. And you can feel that more like deep within you, like in your soul, in your spirit. You can feel that this is where you're supposed to be, who you're supposed to be with, the stage in life you're supposed to be at. And you can feel that this is where you move forward. This is who you move forward with. This is that energy that you've sort of been waiting for to take the next step and reach that higher level of you. So I love the way that this energy is coming out, because this deck in particular just really seems very heavily focused on the energy that seems like it wouldn't be possible, but there it is. The energy is right there in front of you. This beautiful energy that you two are able to share, despite whatever might have come before this person. It's there. It's a complete connection that's really fantastic. Besides, all the air, earth, it's just like it's the most compatible, display or spread that I've seen. So that's what I'm seeing with this third stack and that Eiffel Tower. It's very lovely energy. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I hope you have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye-bye. Starting with our fourth stack, we have that Emerald Cross over there. I've laid out all the cards. We have our Oracle cards over here, and we have our Tarot cards over here. Starting over here, we have the Four of Cups. We have the High Priestess, the Sun, Awakening with renewal and enlightenment, the Emperor with focus and stability, and lastly the Page of Shells, which would be the Page of Cups with intuition and inspiration. Over here we have the Hound and Pair with loyalty. We have Take Risk, and we have Sage with clear the way. Lastly, we have Breathe. So I want to say, when I was laying out these cards, something came to me, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to go off on this like little wild tangent for a second, because I don't know who this is meant for, but I saw these cards and I thought, okay, if this person is not in your life, or if the person that is in your life is sort of like slowed down and you're waiting for movement, I really want to say it seems like the movement is coming very, very, very soon. I'm not sure what like significance certain numbers have, but I'm seeing 2, I'm seeing 9. For some reason, I'm seeing completion at 10. So these numbers, might not make sense to you at the moment, but it seems like there's something that's moving in very fast. And I say that because it's like the Four of Cups, I think was in another stack. Or the Four of Cups to me is that like you're being handed something you can't say no to. I want to say it's the second stack, but you're being handed something you can't say no to. It's the right thing. It's like the universe is saying, here it is. Here's the most valuable thing, the most important thing, and all that time spent with other things or trying to figure things out, it's time to focus on what is right. And the High Priestess is that secret energy. Like she knows something, but she's not willing to tell you. All she can tell you is it's great, So I want to say whatever's moving and is moving very fast for you, like I said, it's coming in quickly. So if this person is not in your life or they're stagnant, we're seeing a quick movement. The time you're watching this, we're seeing fast movement, the arrival of this person, because it's all leading to the Sun, which is the brightness, the ultimate card. Of all the cards in the tarot deck, the Sun is the brightest. It represents happiness, it represents peak, it represents everything you could hope for, and is just complete light, in all realms. It is light. So the High Priestess is here to tell you something really good is coming through for you very quickly, to sort of like be on the lookout, because even with Awakening, now that I think about it, Awakening, renewal, and enlightenment, it's like it's a flash of, it's a big change, it's newness. You're going from one stage to another stage, and you're sort of like breaking out from the past into the new you. So it's that's all that I'm seeing with those cards. It's like this big movement. So I'll go back to the once in a lifetime romance, that love, this whirlwind romance, like I said in another reading or another stack. When it comes to this romance, we're seeing that something that was like years, before you were even put on earth, in the making here. And with sage and breathe, clear the way, like let go, make sure everything is in sort of like proper position for the arrival of this person. And I do think that you've done your part. I'm not sure what that means to everyone, but I feel like you've done your part, and somebody wants me to tell you that. So you've cleared the way for you. Now it's the universe's time to take over this situation, so that this can start moving in the right direction. I do like that this person is coming through to you as the Page of Shells, despite, sort of being a youthful energy. I think that it's a loving and a playful, but like a sweet and almost like it makes you feel special. You feel very special when it comes to this person. The way they treat you, the way they approach you. It's like you're the only person that this person has ever loved. Or it's love in a completely different way, a way that you're unfamiliar with, a way you've never experienced, because there's nothing tied to it. There's nothing like, I can get this out of you, or here are my many expectations. There's nothing there. This is pure. There's like an innocence to this person's love and their way of approaching you, their way of being with you, their way of bonding with you. It's weird because I also feel like they're approaching you as the Emperor. And despite gender, because I don't really associate the cards with gender, I just more so see them as intensity in emotion, or intensity in action. So we have the Emperor, which is like normally a very strong card, sort of somebody who really has their, they know how to command a crowd. But for them to sort of come toward you with this innocence, it shows you that this person is true to you, and we do have the Hound and Loyalty over there with that the Hound and Pair. We have that energy of like, you're special, you're standing out. There's something about you that is very, very, different from anyone. And this is like their family, their friends, everyone that's been in their life. There's something that's very different that brings out a person that, only you can bring out. You're the only one that gets this sweetness. You're the only one that gets this love, this tenderness, this, almost childlike love, that's so just true. There's no corruption. There's nothing there that is anything to worry about. It's something that is just for you. It's dedication, it's affection, it's so much, so much good energy. Also like that we're getting Sage, clear the way, with the balance of elements here, because it's showing me that this person has a very clear sort of mind when it comes to things, despite having this innocence to it. I feel like they're very understanding of what's going on, of what the relationship is, of expectations and reality, all those things. We also have what is it, four major arcana that's going out. So we have a very strong energy when it comes to the major arcana here. Now we also have like 4 over here. We have a lot of 4 energies coming through with these cards. And despite like having a lot of fire energy, I feel like that's more so their like intensity. Like they want to make sure when they do it, they put all of themselves into it. They want to move forward. They don't want to move too fast. It's not a lot of sword energy. They don't want to move too quickly to where things like get to a place that's unexpected, or further along, and they're like, wait a minute, we should have spent more time here, or I should have done this. So they're moving along at a really good time, or a good rate, I should say, to get to this stage. Now, there is an interesting thing, because I felt like on both sides, there's a connection here that almost seems like unreal, and there's a part of you that questions it. There's a part of you that's like, is this something that I should pursue, or is this real, or am I imagining things? Is this really a connection that is as strong as I'm thinking it is? And I think both of you go through that, because there's this like, it's so strong, it's so intense so quickly. But I do feel like it might get off to that, because you're just feeling that energy that the other person is putting off, where you're really feeling that deep connection, that soul connection. But then it does stabilize to where you're not like losing it or something, where it's rushing and it's falling into something, and you're like maybe it's not what you thought it was. You know, the self-doubt goes away. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Take risk and breathe. Interesting cards to come in together because you take a risk. Normally you're a little, you know, apprehensive about it, a little freaked out, but then it's coming and telling you breathe. Like, don't be too worried about this risk. Like, it's all worth it at the end. Don't, you know, it's not like you're going to do this and it will fail. So it's all definitely more than worth it. There's also this, like with breathe coming in that final position, I'm not sure who exactly this is meant for, but there's somebody out there that just needs to hear, like, it's coming through for you, and you don't have to worry about it. It is going to happen. It is going to be there for you. You will have this this brightness, you know, this relationship that you're dreaming of, this world that you're hoping for. They are coming through for you. This will happen, and it's something that maybe if you're doubting the arrival of this person or this person's energy toward you, this anything, there is, you know, something to say, don't worry about this, because it is there. It is something that is realistic. It is something like you might be dreaming of it and wondering if it's going to happen, but it will happen. And there's no worry here. You know, there's no need to worry about this because that perfect person, the one that you're hoping for, is coming through for you. So when they do arrive, I do think they'll stand out. If they haven't arrived already, that is, I think they'll stand out. Very strong connection, something that is almost like a brightness around them. I'm not sure if it's just their overall energy that shows up as brightness, or if it really is like a brightness, like they are actually, like, physically there is a brightness, you know, like bright eyes, bright hair, you know, bright teeth. Like, there's something that really stands out about this person. I'm not sure when it comes to their appearance, but I really love that pure love aspect to this, because it's something that I think a lot of people, you know, like, I have a hard time finding that kind of love, but you know, this person's coming through for you. Well, that's what I'm seeing here with this fourth stack and that little emerald cross. And I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye.